and welcome back to the Hammered Leatherworks workshop. Today we're going to be making Compenso. So Compenso is a small notebook cover that fits the field notes and moleskine here notebooks. You can also make your notebooks yourself. It has a great spine in the side here for a pencil. Let's get started. So when you open your box, you'll see that everything you need is inside. You should have one main piece, then you should have two corner pieces. They may come with some glue dots on there to help hold the pieces in place in the box. You just really gently peel those off and they will just roll off and you won't even know that they were there. All gone. You'll also have your certificate for when you finish the project and your all the small things envelope for your needles and thread. So let's put this away. So the Compenso is a really quick and easy make. So let's get started. Take your thread, and the first seam we're going to sew is this seam and across the bottom. So this piece here on the left with the cutout in it folds over the top so the suede sides meet, and then this side that's currently the suede side up is also going to fold over and the row of holes is going to meet. So what you're going to end up doing is, I'll go this way because you're going to end up sewing through 3 layers of leather, 1, 2, 3, and that'll be the spine there, which then you'll also be able to fit a pencil or a pen down for when you're on the go. So we're going to sew that line and the base line first. So take your thread. If you haven't watched our Stitching 101 tutorial, now's the time to go look at it. And we're going to measure our thread. 1, 2, 2, 3, and 4, and trim. There we go, and we're going to take the rest of that thread and set it aside. So threading your needle, give it a pinch, thread it through, fold it over and give it a twist. Alrighty, so let's get started. So I find the easiest way to get started, because you get trapped in this corner if you don't work in a particular direction. So you do need to start in this corner down here. So you take the pieces, open them back up, and you're going to go down that bottom hole. I'll lift this up so you can see. We're going to go down this bottom hole here through the 2 layers of the leather, matching up our holes. Leaving ourselves a nice little tail. You can see ours is about 50 mil, 5 centimeters long or 2 inches. Then we're going to come back up the next hole across, and that's when we're going to fold the cover over and come up the matching hole. There we go. Remember not to pull too hard because you'll pull your tail straight through. So I'm just going to turn this over to the front side with the shield on it because that's our working side. And now you're going to stitch through all 3 layers of leather all the way to the end and back again. There we go, we've reached the end, and as you can see, every second hole currently looks empty. That's exactly how it should look if you're following our written instructions or our video tutorial on how to sew leather. So now we're going to go back the way we came. Don't forget to think about your up on the left and down on the right, or the whatever rhythm you choose to use, as long as it's a consistent rhythm. So I'm going up on the left and down on the right. And as you reach the bottom, all your stitching holes will be filled. You're going to come up from the bottom through all 3 layers of leather, and you'll have all the holes filled on both sides. So now we're going to split this from the folded section, because we're only going to sew this bottom line here. So going across to the next hole, sewing through just 2 layers of leather now, we're going to go across the bottom to create the pocket area that will hold extra notebooks or a passport. So we've reached the end there, and we're going to come back the way we came now. So there we go, you've come back the way you came. I'm just going to give that a little push, tip it into the light for you. Now all the holes are filled with stitches. So now we're going to come up that very last hole that we started at. And you'll notice that this hole here is the only one that we're missing, right in the corner. But there's no hole corresponding on the back side, so you're going to go through just the 2 layers. So I'll spread it open like this. Now we're going to go up through just 2 layers again, and you can see we're now back on that main run we did down where the pen holder is. So I'm going to use the reinforcing stitch for my finishing stitch, so I'm going to put 2 stitches in the same hole, coming through between the layers on the second stitch. All of this is explained in our stitching video. And then I'm actually going to tie a knot in mine because I've made it pretty close to the bottom. And then trim the tails off nice and short. And tuck them in. So you can tuck them in with with your fingernails, or with your handle of your scissors, or with your needle. Lots of options. That's the great thing about wax linen thread. It sticks to itself and it lasts a lifetime. There we go. So your compenso is really going to look like one now. Our final step is to add the corner retainers for the notebook. So that's what these little triangles are for that we took out in the first step. And they're going to go on the corners like this. pick that up. There we go. So using the thread you cut off in the first step, just fold it in half and trim it. There we go. And we're going to rethread our needle. Once you've done that, we're going to sew the corners on. So I'm going to start with this corner here. Now, I'm going to start from the second hole across. You can see the first hole there. And between the layers, starting between the layers, gives you that tail there, which helps you finish off your knotting and things like that at the end. So going backwards before we go forwards, in the same way we did before, we're going to attach the corner. So all the way around and then back the way you came. I'm going to use the reinforcing stitch to finish off my little seam. Give it a pull. I'm not going to knot this one though, because we're going to put a notebook in there. We want it to slide in nice and comfortably under that corner retainer. So I'm just going to trim these, being careful not to cut the leather corner itself. There we go. That one there is in place. Now we're going to repeat the same on the other side. So taking your other corner and putting it in place. Starting from the same position. Leaving the tail. Lining up your holes so you don't get them crooked. There we go. There we go, we are now back where we started again, and I'm going to use the reinforcing stitch again to secure my location. There we go, back through between the layers and trim, and voila! That's it, that is Compenso. So all you need to do now is pop your pencil or your pen in the spine and slide your notebook into position behind the corners. Like we said before, this design fits best the feild notes. I think they're 3" by 5.5", or the molskine Kahir notebooks perfectly. Otherwise, we're going to post a video tutorial on how to make your own notebooks on the blog as well. So thanks for joining us. Enjoy your Compenso. We hope you make lots of fun with it, whether it's writing or drawing or even scoring golf results is really, really great. So have a great day and we'll see you again soon. Bye.